All right, here we go.
Okay.
Hello, pet enthusiasts. Welcome to PetChat. My name is Jason Zakowski, a.k.a. Dad Guy. My co-host is...
Chris Zakowski, a.k.a. Mommy Babe.
Every Saturday, we run PetChat. We play games, somebody's going to win a prize. Then we share stories about our pets, and you can ask us questions about Bunsen and Beaker. Everybody is welcome. Today, we are triple casting across all airwaves. We're on Wisdom, we're on Clubhouse, and we're on Twitter. So, Chris, are you enjoying the rain?
No.
No?
I'm going to be honest. I'm not enjoying the rain. Although the farmers do need it,
Yes.
I understand that. I just really think enough is enough. And it can be sunny now. But luckily for me, I was able to go to Canmore and Banff, where it was beautiful
I know.
all day. So beautiful. And then as we were driving back to Red Deer, I want to say it was like a deluge, like the flood. Like Noah is coming back. Like it was very wet, very rainy. And I wore my rubber boots today to pick up Adam from Royals and got made fun of. But the laugh is on them. My feet were dry.
Your feet were dry.
They were.
If you are joining us for Pet Chat, here's how things go. We play a couple games. The first game is interactive. You can play too. In the Nest, if you're on mobile, there is a link. If you click on that, you can come play Kahoot. You just need to put in your name, and we've got 5 fun questions. There's no prize for it. It's just fun. And again, on Wisdom, you're going to have to go to kahoot.it and then put in the code that's in the room name. If you're on Clubhouse, it's the pinned link. So we'll give everybody a couple more seconds to log in here. We've got 40-some people in the room, but only 18 people playing. We've got a few people on Wisdom. I think I scared away the 2 people who popped in on Clubhouse. I'm sure I got to make sure my audio is working on Clubhouse. I'm sure it is. I triple checked it. Yep. No, it's all set up properly. Okay. Oh, we got way more people are logging into Kahoot. This is great. After we play Kahoot, we're going to play another quick game, and then open up the floor to our audience. We don't really have that many Bunsen and Beaker stories this week.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, you have some? Okay. All right. 10-second warning, and then we're going to get started with Kahoot. Hey, we've got like 25 people playing. This is great. I love it. Okay. I think we're going to get going. All right, here we go. All right, it's time. It's time. PetChat Kahoot. Here we go. Question number 1. On the science pause, this stress hormone was found to be kept stable in school children, and I didn't have enough text to say when they interacted with dogs. I ran out of text in Kahoot. But basically, this stress hormone was found to be kept stable in children who interacted with dogs. And it is cortisol. Yeah, it was cortisol. That's the 4th episode of the Science Pause. When I have time, I'll throw it up in the Nest. I've started a bigger push for science communication with our account. Every day we're going to be doing something, either a super awesome science thread, and every couple days, it's going to be me on camera, which is terrifying. And that was the 4th episode of the Science Pause. And it got across all of the different places where we post, like over 100,000 views, which is super cool. So I think that story really resonated with people. In short, students were tested for stress hormone cortisol at the start of the school year and then 4 weeks later. And they found that the only thing that kept their cortisol levels stable was the group that interacted with dogs. So that's a cool study. All right. We've got Slim Shady. Chris, you can't play. Kristen. And we've got Silky, me again, Maggie, and Cooper. Okay, here we go. Next question. Question 2. On the podcast this week, this animal was found perfectly preserved in the tundra of northern Canada. a velociraptor, saber-toothed bear, the great auroch, or the woolly mammoth? Which of those animals was found perfectly preserved in northern Canada? I talked about it on the Science Podcast this week. Very cool story. It is a woolly mammoth baby. It was a baby woolly mammoth, a calf, I guess that's what they call it, and it was perfectly preserved. The woolly mammoths roamed around Earth. The couple cool facts is they're not huge, right? We think woolly mammoths are enormous. They're not much bigger than the African gray elephant. The mammoths were a lot bigger, like the mammoths, not the woolly mammoths. And there was an island where the woolly mammoths, there's a small family on that island that lived around the time of the pyramids. So they're not recently extinct. Or sorry, they're recently extinct. That's what I meant to say. Cool story. Oh, who put that up there? Did you put that up there? Thanks, Chris. Chris is working in the nest. Okay.
I did. I put it on the nest. I'm shocked that my phone let me. Okay. So we're going to see. I restarted my phone. Maybe that's going to solve the issue.
Yes, Chris's ongoing phone issues. All right, we've got in first place Silky, then me again, Tanya, and Scully's mom. Here's the next question. This weeker, Beaker removed this and caused a whole ton of chaos in the household. All the shoes in the house, the turtles from their turtle tank, the towels and plugged up a toilet, the robot guts from a floppy fish toy. One of these things Beaker removed, and it was chaos.
Did you say this weeker from Beaker?
Yeah, this weeker from Beaker.
This weeker from Beaker.
That's going to be my new thing, this weeker from Beaker.
Okay. I love it.
Okay, it's the robot with the robot guts. She took it out, and it was just terrifying. I don't think she liked biting it. It was a good game. Normally, Safety Officer Bunsen deals with stuff like that, but he took the day off. Okay, so we've got Silky, me again, Bianca, and Maggie. All right, next question. Our guest, Dr. Horrell, this week on the Science Chat, talked about this animal that saved a particle accelerator. A parrot, a cat, a duck, or a ferret. One of these animals they used to clean out a particle accelerator. Without this animal, the particle accelerator wouldn't have been useful. It is a ferret. What a wild story that was, hey, Chris? The ferret went through and pulled a brush behind it. They taught it to pull a string, and then they pulled a brush to clean out the particle accelerator.
I know. I want to use that ferret for our dryer duct.
Oh, yes.
The bird's nest was being built on the outside of the dryer duct, and I tried to scoop it out with a coat hanger, and I'm wondering if some went down in the thing, and now it's there.
I just didn't think that I was like, why is the dryer not working? Well, that's a problem for future me. It turns out there was a bird nest in there, so, oh well. Future
you was present me.
Okay. We have Silky, Maggie, Kelly, and then me again. All right, last question.
Someone else is on the podium.
No. Which animal stops Ginger from getting her claws into couches and seat cushions? Don't wreck my stuff, Jason. Stern teacher stare Beaker. The kitty is cute, but cut it out, Chris. Or Safety Officer Bunsen. Who in our family stops Ginger from getting her claws into nonsense? Oh, oops. I was, okay. It's Stern Teacher Stare Beaker. That's right. That's actually going to be probably one of our stories this week. All right. So in third place, we have Paula M. Actually, Paula's probably in. Kate, this is oh my God, Chris. Okay, Chris played and she got first. Okay, so here we go. Kristen, you've ruined the game again. Okay, so, I lost the fourth place person. Shoot. Well, okay, somebody got third, Paula got second, and Silky, you got first. So congratulations, Silky. Give Silky a round of applause. Some other person got fourth. I don't know who you are. I'm so sorry. I can't see anymore. Maybe it'll come up again here. I'm going through the podium again. They've updated Kahoot. I don't think it's. Oh no, it's over. Okay, it's over. Well, that was the game. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next game, which is a word association game. If you want to play, request the mic, and Chris will bring you up, and then I will explain the game, but you have to shout out what you think the correct answer is. And remember, there are no wrong answers in this game. So if you'd like to play, all you have to do is request, and Chris is going to bring you up. Perfect. All right, so we've got Chris. Is your phone working to bring people up?
Yes, I believe it is.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, we've got 3 people. Anybody on Wisdom want to play? Anybody in Clubhouse want to play? Okay, we got 3. We need a couple more people in the audience. Who else wants to play? Come on, be brave. You can do it. We need.
Come on, y'all. It's fun.
We need 2 more people. 2 more brave people from the audience.
Come on. It's a lot of fun. There's no rules. It's not embarrassing yet. Right?
Oh, there we go. We got 1 more. Yay! We just got to keep peer pressuring people. Big applause for Susan. Hey.
Hey, guys.
Hello. Okay. Oh, look, we've got so many people up now. All right. Perfect. Chris is adding everybody. Awesome. Okay. There's somebody who requested, but you have a locked account, so we don't generally bring up locked accounts. I'm going to apologize for that right now. Okay, so those of you who are up, here's how it's going to work. We've got the word association game, the shouting out game. This game is very chaotic. I'm going to say a combination of 2 dogs, dog breeds, and you have to tell me what dog breed they make. I picked weird combinations. Maybe you know the actual answer, but none of your answers are going to be wrong. Okay, so these are, if you mixed 2 dog breeds, what would you get?
Could you give an example?
Like if you mixed a golden retriever and a Bernese mountain dog, you'd get a golden mountain dog. Something like that. Okay?
Right.
Right. Okay. So, welcome to the word association game that I just came up with on the spot because my life is a hot mess. Okay, so everybody take your mics off, or turn your mics on, I mean. And if you got a lot of background noise, we might have to mute you, but that's okay. We're not being mean. That's how we play. Okay, here we go. Here's the first one. Oh, Luna, you got a lot of background noise. Sorry. There we go. Okay, we'll try. Everybody ready? Here we go. Here's the first one. Okay, here we go. A boxer and a Labrador retriever.
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson. Correct. Anybody else got a guess?
I was going to say a Labrador. A retriever.
Also correct. Anybody else have a guess?
Rocky.
Labrador.
A Labrador?
A Labrador.
Oh, a Labrador. Labrador. Also correct. There we go. All right. When you mix a boxer and a Labrador retriever together, you get a boxador. That's the actual name for those 2 together.
What?
A boxador.
A boxador?
A boxador.
Does make sense.
Okay, here's the next one. Bernese mountain dog and a border collie.
Okay, you're Canadian. Do you mean collie?
Yeah,
a
border collie. Oh, yeah, border collie.
Okay, heard.
A
Bernese collie.
A burner collie.
That's what I was going to say, a Burma Collie.
Burner collie. All correct. Any other answers?
Collar burner?
Border burner?
Oh, I like that. Also correct. Okay. When you mix a Bernese mountain dog and a border collie, you get a border niece.
Oh, brother.
A border knees.
A border niece.
Border knees. I like that. Who stays up at night thinking this stuff?
Okay, here's the next 2. Is everybody ready?
Ready.
A Bichon and Cavalier King Charles Spaniel.
Oh, good Lord. A Byron Spaniel. A bear.
You get
A beach-
Prince Charles.
A Bichon Royal.
A Bichon Royal.
Yeah.
Very good. Any other guesses?
I don't know if you heard my Prince Charles comment.
Prince Charles.
That's
Prince
good.
Andrew.
Okay. You get a Cavachon.
Oh, that's right. Cavachon.
Cabochon.
Yeah.
I've heard of those. They're
Heard of
beautiful,
those?
actually.
Yeah,
Yes,
they're
I
very
have.
cute. Yeah, they're very cute.
They're
Okay.
very cute.
This one's an easy one. I think this one's going to be easier, but we'll see. When you mix a beagle and a pug,
Puggle. Puggle.
Yeah, Puggle.
it's a puggle.
Uggle. Mm-hmm.
Good job. It is a puggle. Okay. I even got that one. I was like, I think I know what that is. All right.
Harry Potter's dog. Uggle.
All right. We got two more. A chihuahua and a dashhound.
Oh,
A
Lord.
Chewini.
Who said that? Who?
Me, Paula. Chewini.
It's a
They're
Chewini.
adorable.
It's
my
a
God,
what?
they're so
It's a
cute.
Chewini.
Chewini.
Chewini. Yeah.
They're very cute. I have friends that have Chewinis, and they're really cute. It's so cute.
Okay. Now this is the last one. So everybody put your thinking caps on. Okay. Everybody got their thinking caps on. Irish wolfhound. Everybody know what those are? Giant dogs. And a greyhound. And a greyhound.
A gray wolfie. A grilled wolfie. I don't know. Great.
Fast as F-boy, as they like to say in those videos.
Anybody else?
I said
Very
Irish
sweet.
hound.
I
Irish
got nothing on
hound.
that one.
Okay.
Liam Neeson.
No, they're called
Yeah, it's a greyhound.
a Liam Neeson. Yeah, you know what? If he had a beard, maybe, scruffy Liam Neeson. It's a long dog. That's what it's called, a long dog.
Long dog.
Yeah, long dog.
I've heard a hot dog.
All right. Thank you so much for playing the game today.
Yay.
I so appreciate everybody coming up to speak on the word association game I made up 5 minutes before we started because my life's a hot mess. Okay, so on to the stories this week. Chris, do you want to start?
I do.
Okay.
So for the 5 minutes that we had beautiful weather here in Red Deer, I was out and about in town and I bought a dog pool at PetSmart. Yeah, impulse buy, huge impulse buy. I'm like, we're in here for something. Oh, yes. Carl and/or Sagan, their reptile light burnt out. Their UVA light burnt out, so I needed to get a new one. So I was already in there. And of course, that is the land of impulse buy for me. Yep. And so I'm like, ooh, pool, extra large pool. Yes, please. In the cart it went. And then I brought it home and Jason said, what have you bought? Nothing. But yes, definitely a pool. And then Beaker, of course, was excited to go in it right away. And she was like, her paws were dirty because Jason brought her back from a walk and she'd been digging. So the pristine pool was pristine no more. And she used it like a big dog dish too. And I'm like, oh, your feet have been in there. Oh, okay. But you know what? Could be worse. And so she jumped in and out. Bunsen was having none of it. He said, no, thank you. I'll drink from the hose and then puke. So that happened. And yeah, it was fun. And now it's been raining, so there's been no occasion to use the pool because the outside is a pool. We went to the creek and it was full of water and my pants are soaked. My whole body was soaked. Jason's like, come on, it'll be fun.
I love
It'll be
walking
fun,
in the
he
rain.
said.
I love walking through our property in the rain. It is so beautiful. I mean,
Yeah,
you get
so
soaked, but
Yeah, that's one of my stories.
okay. So my story is the unlikely partnership that is forming an alliance, if you will, like Dwight and Jim. They don't necessarily like each other, but they can form an alliance between Ginger and a very most unlikely character, Beaker. What started as a confusing hate you, I hate you, I don't know about you, I'm now indifferent to you, has now grown into a symbiotic relationship. Because Ginger knocks food off of the top of wherever she can knock it off of, and Beaker rips it open, and then they feast together on the remains. This is a new development. It is super annoying, and I hate it because it doesn't matter where you put food. A cat can get to it because they're built like slinky ninjas.
Figuring Out Family isn't your ordinary podcast. It's a completely new experience that helps you make your family the best it can be by giving you the deep insights to help your family thrive. You'll learn how to help your family have more productive conversations and manage life's disappointments too. You'll feel inspired by the special guests that are experts in their field of family relationships. Get valuable tips for dealing with difficult family members, repair broken relationships, improving your parenting skills, and keeping your children happy and healthy. Check it out now.
Well, Jason, it does matter where you put it because if it's away, she can't get it.
Have you seen her little fingers? She can open the pantry door. If it's not fully closed, she will go, or she'll go underneath and she opens it. And Beaker's just standing there like, this, okay, teammate, like time to go get the garbage or whatever they're going to do. So it's made us have to, like, especially in the last day or two, this is they've really been working together to screw me over. So this is the new development in the story of the week.
Right. Now, where I was not home yesterday.
No.
I was in Canmore and Banff.
Yeah.
Would you like to tell the audience what happened that you told me about?
Yeah, I was doing a million jobs yesterday because I didn't go with you to the thing. I stayed home with the dogs on Canada Day. It was super. I took the morning off. It was really relaxing, and then I did a million jobs, and it was like doing laundry, and I was cleaning, and then I had to fix the dryer, so I was doing that, and then I had to like fix our fridge too. Because we've got one of these stupid fridges where the fan freezes up every 3 months and I've got to like melt it with a hairdryer. Anyways, I had to take all the stuff out of the fridge, melt the thing. That was a whole thing. But I was up and down the stairs doing laundry and I was like, I'm pretty hungry. It was like 2. So I made a sandwich and I left the bread out and I pushed it way back because I was like, Beaker maybe will jump up and get stuff on the edges. Bunsen never does. He never jumps up. And so I pushed it way, way back. Went down to do laundry and I came up and there's Beaker and there's Ginger eating the bread. And the only way it got on the floor was Ginger knocked it on the floor. And Bunsen was standing back there like, I don't think you guys should be doing this. I am not part of this. This is wrong. Because he's such a good boy. So that's my story. Chris, do you have another one or should we go to our community?
Well, I sure do.
Okay.
So this week was Canada Day, and Jason said, "Hey, Chris, because you're off now for the summer holidays, can you take B-roll of the dogs getting them in Canada Day gear?" So I had already gone to the store and bought more Canada Day gear. You know, they see me coming. They're like, "Oh, here comes the."
We have so much lady. Canada Day stuff. You bought like, we need to get two more dogs to fit all this Canada Day stuff you got. Anyways.
Well, I like to have selection. I like to be like, okay, goodness. I'm going to try a few different things. Anyway, so of course I set the dogs up, put them in their shenanigans. And then I thought, you know what? I'm going to get some of Ginger too. And I bought this scarf thing, but it's not a scarf thing. They called it a bandana, but really it was like a tube top, or could potentially be used as a tube top.
What? That's what the thing was? I thought it was a scarf.
No. Anyway, and then as I was putting Ginger in it, I'm like, I'm going to put Ginger in this. And I was thinking of our community and our audience, because they always say, hey, how many eyeballs did you lose? Or how scratched up are you for doing this, like dressing up Ginger? I got 0 because she's such a good girl.
Yeah, like, she's super easy. Yeah.
Yeah. I said, here, let's put this over your face. And she's like, okay. And I said, let's pull your arms through. She's like, okay. And then I took some pictures of her in it. And then I'm like, well, I think I'm going to put a cute little scarf on her. So I did. And, but again, thinking, am I pushing my luck here? But 100%. She is so easy. Such a good girl. Yeah. She liked the treats I gave her and no scratches, no bites. 100% good girl.
Well, I've been working with her every night for like 5 minutes. I take her and I get her, like I pose her and give her a treat. because the end goal is to have her comfortably wear the safety goggles I'm modifying. We just got to find a little lab coat. Like, where do you get a cat-sized lab coat from, Chris?
American Girl.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, that's that doll brand in the States, right? Is there like Science Girl or something?
There probably is.
Okay.
American Girl has so many accessories. It's not even funny.
Hey, those of you in the chat, if you find a cat-sized lab coat, could you DM me? Because I'm on the hunt for a cat-sized lab coat. Or if you know a seamstress that will make one, DM us. Because we're almost there with Ginger. She's such a good cat. Okay. So
Okay.
I think are we ready to head to the community?
Yeah, I sure am.
Okay, so before we get there, I just wanted to mention our sponsor. Our sponsor today is barkandbeyondsupply.com. They are a small family-owned business that started out making joint supplements and then spread to make amazing dog toys, cat toys, treats, bow ties, leashes, you name it, they sell it on barkandbeyondsupply.com. In the nest, you'll find a link to their store. They can't be in the chat tonight, but one of the things that they're going to do is we're going to have a prize, and the prize will be for anybody if you're on Wisdom, or if you're on Clubhouse, or if you're on Twitter Spaces. So we're going to run the prize all over the place. And today it's a t-shirt. So somebody could win a t-shirt. So you just the winner will have to DM barkandbeyondsupply.com. And I believe they'll also donate to a shelter in your name. That's the prize that's today. Okay, so we have some speakers who are already up here, and they came up for the game. If you would like to ask us questions, you can, or if you'd like to share your own pet story, it's time to do that. And again, same thing, if somebody's on Wisdom and they'd like to ask to come up and talk, or if you're on Clubhouse, you can also put your hand up to talk and we can listen to you as well. Because it goes between all three platforms. So hands up, who would like to go first? Paula, go ahead.
Hi, everybody. How's it going tonight?
We're good.
Oh, good. And I got to say, tuba. I got that out wrong. Adam's tuba flip. That was really cool. I just really enjoyed that this week because I think, boy, he's got a good bebop step too when they do that "Hey Baby," but that's pretty hard holding a tuba. But anyhow,
he's pretty strong. He's actually a very strong young man.
Oh yeah,
he started lifting weights this last semester, so I think it's just so he can do more tuba flips.
Well, yeah, that's pretty impressive. So give him a big bravo from me. Anyway, I really enjoyed that. But I'll be really quick. I kind of had a tough week. Poor Olive. Monday night, I don't know what happened, but she ended up having a seizure. And that's a really tough thing to go through. If anybody, has a small dog or any kind of dog, or especially a diabetic dog, it can be glucose related. I took it an hour before, but it was just on the cusp of being on the low scale. But my doctor really thinks it's more the pituitary thing going on, but with her Cushing's. But, get them to the emergency vet or a vet to be checked out. It's really important. It's worse for you to see it if you ever see a seizure, because I had a seizure. I had an epileptic dog when I was in my 20s, and it's awful. And it's awful, I think, for the owner, because you don't know how to control them and, keep them safe, because what happens is they have the seizure and it can go from 2 minutes to 2 hours when they come back to reality. And it took Olive about an hour because all she wanted to do was keep walking, and if she even had motor skills, or go into a tight, small, dark space. So it's pretty scary, but I just, like I said, it's something that's hard to see, but, Olive turned out to be okay, but we don't know if she'll ever have another one. It's kind of a guessing game. Doctors don't really know, but she's doing better. She's pretty maintaining. She's got an appetite. It's kind of like up and down with Olive, like one day good, one day not so good, but she's still hanging in there. She's still doing really well. And I just want to say thank you to everybody for all their prayers and stuff, because it meant a lot to me. We were doing so good, and it was, she had a great day on Monday. So it was such a surprise to see that, she went into the seizure, and it ended up being almost a 12-hour night. It was really hard. So, but thanks to everybody who sent nice tweets and stuff. I just wanted to say thank you. So.
Thanks for sharing, Paula. That's always tough. We're thinking about you and Olive, and every day is a new day. I guess that's the best we can do with dogs as they age.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. You got to enjoy every single day. Like Chris had said, every day is a present. So it is. And we thank that. And we think, okay, and Olive's doing really well. I mean, even my doctor, because I keep ask that question, is it time yet? And he's like, no, it's not time yet. He goes, it's my job to tell you that because your heart's in it, not your head. But she's like the ever ready, battery. She just keeps on going. But she seems very happy, and she knows when I'm not there, because if I'm not, she's scrolling around. She's looking for me. So, but thanks again. Like I said, I didn't want to make this sad, but it was just tough for me because I've been trying so hard. We've been working so hard with Olive every day. So, but, anyway, so have a good night, everybody. Be kind, and happy 4th of July, and happy Canada Day to you guys. I know it's a day later, but
thanks.
Yeah, the 4th of July for you is Monday, is it not?
It's Monday. Yeah.
There you go.
And you can tell because the fireworks started yesterday. Oh my God, people just drive me crazy. But anyway,
they're excited. But thanks, Paula. And Annie had a cute picture of Annie on Twitter. I saw.
Oh yeah. Yep. She's been doing pretty good. Annie actually is very protective of Olive. I think she's like Bunsen, she's kind of the safety officer. Like, she was really concerned when things were going kind of hectic, and we had to try to get into the vet, and we were waiting, and we were at home, and we were just trying, because Olive was really crying at one point. It was really scary. And she was right, like, next to us, kind of looking at the dog, thinking, is she going to be okay? So we have another safety officer in our house too. So, but let's see if I can find that picture of Annie. I'll throw it up on the nest for you.
Sure.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, so I think we'll go Donna, Snickerdoodle, and then Sissy, because that's how I saw the hands go up.
That's how I saw them too. Hi, Donna.
Hi, how are y'all?
We are good.
We are good. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. And, one of the reasons why I joined the space tonight is because of the community of y'all and the animals and hearing funny stories, because that's what I need. But I did want to mention that I did find doll lab coats. So I sent them both in your DMs so you can check them out, because they're pretty inexpensive on eBay right now.
Oh, nice.
So y'all can see that. I did also want to touch on your science pause that you put out about insulin, because I beat the drum about that all the time, and I thank Canada for that every day. My mom was a diabetic, and I am one. So the fact that it, costs $1 to make, but it's thousands of dollars down here. So when you had your, Canada Day video, and Bunsen's like, yeah, free healthcare, and I'm like, yeah, that would be nice. So, the fact that we pay $1,000 every 2 weeks for insulin is a travesty. But thank God y'all invented it, because it saved thousands and thousands and thousands of lives. But my pet story is, it's a little sad, but Sasha has figured out Mom is gone. It took her a minute, so she's moping a little bit. And if anybody has any ideas of how to have the dog cope with that, because my pets have always had to deal with me losing people, but not in the same house. So if anybody has any ideas on that, I'll take it. But I've kept her busy. I've given her treats. She's always been afraid of the pool, but she thought I was dying in the pool today, so she was trying to save me. But she's not scared of fireworks, thank God. But she's going to hear a lot of fire trucks because people are stupid. And so she'll start howling and talking to her ancestors. I know that much. She will. When she hears the sirens, she howls. That's the only time you ever hear her. She's so quiet. But if anybody has any ideas of how to care for the dog, I'll take it. So, but I just want to thank everybody who had reached out, and thank you very much. Appreciate y'all.
Thanks for being here, Donna. I don't have any advice, but maybe somebody in the chat today could DM you. Thank you to everybody who's been DMing me pictures of small lab coats. I guess I'm just terrible at Google, but I do appreciate that. Yeah.
The healthiest food you can eat is the food you grow yourself. And on the Garden Basics with Farmer Fred podcast, we tell you how to grow that healthy food as well as beautiful flowers. Plus, we tell you the things the nurseries don't want you to know.
There are no scientifically based studies that show that kelp meal or seaweed have any desirable effects on plants.
And we answer your garden questions. Well, at least we try to.
I have some nandinas that spread. How can I kill them?
You can't. Just move. It's the only way.
It's the Garden Basics with Farmer Fred podcast. It's out every Tuesday and Friday. It's available wherever you get your podcasts. More info at gardenbasics.net.
Oh, and there's a fix for your refrigerator. So when you want to talk to food safety, Donna Craig, about that, I can help you with that freezing of your refrigerator fan. There is a trick.
Okay, there is a part I have to install that we got that supposedly fixes it. I just didn't know we had the part because I missed it. And I guess I just have to YouTube how to install this little heater.
Oh, well, I will help you prevent your fan from freezing. So I will send you a little message on how to do that. So Food Safety Donna Craig's got you covered.
Okay.
Yay. Thank you, Food Safety Donna Craig. Is your advice don't overfill your fridge? Because that's what my stepdad says that my problem is.
Part of the problem is you can't put it up any food or any product close to the fans, because then the airflow is not proper. So we deal in Texas with freezing condensers and coolers all the time because it's so hot. So a good way to keep your fridge from freezing is you can put a Tupperware, if y'all have that up there, or I don't know, like any to-go container, and put a little ice in it and let the fans blow that to cool your fridge instead of putting everything up near the fan. You got to leave room for the fan to circulate. That's why it freezes. And baking soda, because it takes the humidity out of your fridge. So you want to leave an open box of baking soda tucked somewhere in the back.
Nice.
Okay.
That's my Food Safety Donna Craig trick.
Okay. Also, we're never buying a Samsung fridge again.
Well,
or is it LG? I think it's Samsung. Maybe it's LG. It's one of them. It's one of the terrible ones. So don't buy that kind.
Well, there goes
smart
my
fridges are not so smart.
No, that's what the guy said that came to look at the fridge. He's like, these are terrible designs. If you're gonna get an ice maker, make sure the ice maker is like in the freezer because we've got a side by side. He's like, they're just like they tried to make it too high tech, and that's one of the big problems. Anyways, well, Chris, if I was hoping to get a sponsor from Samsung, you've just killed that deal.
Please, let's get a sponsor. I take back everything I said. Delete.
Okay, over to Snickerdoodle and then Sissy.
Hi, everybody, tonight.
Hello.
And belated Canada Day to all our Canucks on here. I don't really have a story, but I do have a question. My dog, he's 12 years old, and he's going deaf. And I was just wondering if anybody has any tips on, how to communicate with a deaf dog. He's trained to hand signals, but he's not always looking at me to see the signals. So I was just wondering if anyone has any tips on that.
I don't. I know when we were training Bunsen and Beaker, our trainers, she made the emphasis that as you're training, you need to tell verbal communication, but also hand signals. That way, if your dog is deaf, they can see your hand signals. Now, we do have Christine Young in the audience, and maybe we can bring her up. Christine is going to be on a space next week. I think it's Christine on the space. Let me get I have my calendar here. I was going to announce that at the end. Yeah, she's going to be on the space Thursday next week. She's a dog trainer. So we'll go to Christine for that question. Christine, how you doing?
I'm doing well, but since the last time I was on, there's lots of changes. So all the tech stuff I might not be great at.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
No, that's fine. Did you request to maybe answer that question?
Yes, and I can't answer it fully because I don't specialize with deaf dogs, but I can offer a couple of ideas.
Okay.
Was that Snicker that was asking?
Snickerdoodle.
Snickerdoodle, feel free to message me and I'll help get you in touch with trainers that specialize with deaf dogs. And a couple of things that come to mind is besides the hand signals that you want to get really good at, you can combine the hand signals with touching potentially on where your dog likes to be scratched on the butt, on the neck, where your dog appreciates and likes touch. So you don't want to usually touch on the top of the head, but on the side of the neck, on their backside where they like being scratched. Create a spot where you do some touch combined with different signals, and you'll be able to create more communication than just a signal. And you also can look into vibration collars. You want to make sure you get the ones that are not going to hurt them, but they are vibration collars that requires all of this requires time on your end for learning how to see what works best for you and your dog. I hope that's helpful.
Yes, it is. Yeah, like I said, he is trained to hand signals, but it's a matter of getting his attention sometimes. So those are good tips. Yes, thank you very much.
Christine, thanks for answering that question. I appreciate that. I guess we'll chat by DM if that space on Thursday is still going to work for you.
It should. I'm just settling into my new place. I forget what time we settled on.
3 p.m. Mountain, 3 p.m. Mountain time.
2 Pacific. I'll look into that while you're doing your room here today. Let me just get into my calendar.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, perfect. Snickerdoodle, thanks for your question. We were lucky that Christine was here. She's an amazing dog trainer. Paula, did you have a follow-up question?
Yeah, I did. We Snickerdoodle, we had a deaf poolie, and he was a pup, but we of course did the same thing that Christine said about touching the head or give him hand signals. But we also had those, like Jason has, the bells on the door and to go outside. And if you show him that and then go outside and keep repeating that motion, and then he goes and comes back in, but they'll learn to ring that bell to go out even when they're deaf. He was really a smart little guy. I mean, I know he's like the other end of the spectrum. He's young and your guy's getting older, but those little association things really help. And even though he was totally deaf, he would go up and ring that bell to go outside. So again, hand signals, keep repeating those, and like everybody says, and I'm sure, but I know that worked when we had a deaf dog. So
okay, thank you very much. I appreciate the tips, everyone.
Good deal.
And just one more that comes to mind is, tapping the floor for vibrations, for them to mean specific things, and tapping in certain spaces can be part of it as well.
He does. He can hear it if I clap my hands to get his attention. And so I'm thinking, it's just going to get worse. So I'm sort of thinking ahead here. So these are great tips. Thank you very much.
And just think about when you tap the same floor that both of you are on, that vibration will go to his feet, so he doesn't have to be looking at you.
Yeah. This is the trouble when he's not looking at me. So, yeah. Thank you.
Christine, would you just start associating the tap of the floor with looking at you, like tap the floor reward when they make eye contact?
Well, this is where a trainer who specializes with deaf dogs is going to really know how to make sure you don't do too much work. They will have a nice little system, and I would highly recommend reaching out to, I can give you some resources to find some good ones, and just setting up one session that, whether they're local or just doing with someone a video conference call for a session, can make all the difference, because they have so much experience doing it, it will just save you so much time.
That's brilliant. Good advice. I love it. Yeah, I was just curious with the whole training thing, but talk to the experts always, right, everybody?
Yes, indeed.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
You betcha, Snickerdoodle. Okay, Sissy, you had your hand up. Did you have a question or comment?
Oh, sorry. Hello, everybody. I'm new to this, so I was just pressing a few buttons. Look, just one thing. I'm a vet in Australia, so I'm very interested to hear all your experiences. One thing with the deaf dogs, the dogs that are going deaf rather than those that are actually born deaf, is that, as someone already said, they can hear certain pitch sounds quite often. So it is worth experimenting, like jangling a bag of coins or keys or trying different pitches of whistle, because you may well find that your dog can still hear a certain sound, in which case, obviously, you try and train them to respond to that to get their attention. And the same with the vibration collars. They're awesome. And we use them for working dogs. You know, when they're doing something, they're not focusing on us. They're not looking for our hand signals, but you use the vibration to get their attention, and then obviously you can use the hand signals after that.
Great feedback from actually using the techniques. Love it. Okay, we were going to go to Sissy. She was next in the queue. Thanks for your advice. Sissy, go ahead. Did you have a story or did you have a comment or question?
Well, first I wanted to say hi to everybody. This is Deborah in Southern California. I enjoy listening to these and just happened to grab my phone and see that you were on. So thank you for hosting another wonderful event. I came in a little late. I do want to say that my parents have a little Chihuahua. She's 6 pounds, and she now has some heart problems similar to my mom, who will be 82 in August. So it is quite sad to hear that animals do get the same things that adults have. I do hope that the gal with her dog that's deaf gets the help to encourage her so she doesn't feel like she's, feeling down and that she can't find any answers or no one can help her in her situation. So I just wanted to say, again, that this is a great thing that you're doing. I know that there's different topics that you have. And one thing I do know that I did get my rescue cat before he passed is, of all things, I was in Anaheim, California at Disney Walk, and I walked into Build-A-Bear, and I found a LA Kings hockey jersey. So I bought it for my rescue cat, and he wore it every time the LA Kings had a game. And
did they win better? Did they win better when he wore the jersey?
Well, back then they weren't doing too well, but and you might want to try Build-A-Bear because they do have full outfits. You might even find a telescope or
oh my goodness,
a pair of eyeglasses. I haven't been to Build-A-Bear in a long time. I did find out that pretty much everything that was at Disney Walk is no longer there. Unfortunately, we do have a Build-A-Bear here in Torrance in the South Bay. I'm not too far from Hermosa Beach, if you're looking at a map. And now I'm kind of curious myself. I may have to go in there and see what they have that would fit my parents' little Chihuahua. But just to encourage everybody that with what they're going through with their animals, with COVID, dad's dog, my sister gave my dad COVID, so this is the second time at 84 that he has it. I'm the caregiver for both my parents. After being released from the hospital, they both tested positive at the hospital, and then my dad got it again last week. So I'm hoping my mom and I do not get it. He's been wearing a mask, and it's hasn't been a handful, but I'm the child, one of many, and nobody else wants to help. So it's just been since COVID and my not working that I've stepped in to do it. So the other thing too is, I guess the best way to describe it, to be nice, the people are not setting off fireworks here. It actually sounds like bombs or our transformers connected to our power poles going off every single day. It's not only just the animals, but also, our military people here that deal with a lot of struggles every day. So I would just encourage people to just make sure, like my sister has animals that she doesn't take care of, I'm now taking care of, just to keep them inside, even during the day. And as it gets a little bit closer to the sun going down, I just don't know why people do that. About the next street over is an elementary with a huge field outside. And so they just go over there and light them off. And thank God nobody's houses have caught on fire. But people just don't have a care. And when it comes to animals, there's a whole lot of things that can happen, and it could take a long time for them to get over that. So hopefully when 4th of July comes, these people that have been doing this will stop. There was a house that exploded this week.
Oh my goodness.
A lot of fireworks. Oh yeah, this guy was making fireworks in his driveway.
Oh boy.
And got arrested. And then they went to a storage place and found a whole lot more. But yeah, somebody's house caught on fire that had a whole bunch of illegal fireworks in it. And, it's not just June into July. It's almost year round here, just outside of Los Angeles, that these people are doing it. And I was telling my mom the other day, I remember going to the Los Angeles Coliseum a few years back, and there were so many cars in the parking lot. I just parked in this one section outside of the Los Angeles Coliseum. And I watched all the fireworks blow up like I used to as a child. My grandparents lived right off the exit to the Coliseum there. And I got back on the freeway, and people were doing it along the freeway. And I just thought, oh, my God, I just need to get 10 more minutes past downtown Los Angeles back into the beach area, because that was very, very scary. But thanks for everybody that has shared the game. I heard part of it sounded like a lot of fun. I mean, we do as adults need a break every once in a while, and just the fact that we're laughing about what would happen if you combine two dogs, or if you combined a cat with the dog. So
I know what would happen if you combined a cat with a dog. You'd get
you'd
get a very, very stern letter from some bioethics commission.
No, I meant the names of the breeds.
There you go.
No, I don't mean that. Oh no, that's a little too sci-fi for me. But anyway, yeah, for everybody else, depending on the size of your dog. Oh, one other tip, 99-cent store sells licensed clothing. Los Angeles Dodgers, LA Lakers, Los Angeles Clippers basketball. I've seen many different 99-cent stores in LA County selling these. As a matter of fact, they were selling collars and leashes for the Los Angeles Dodgers baseball team at the 99-cent store in Torrance earlier. So it's just something, a lot of people like to dress their animals up in costumes. I keep telling my parents' dog, I'm putting your full hoodie on to keep you warm. So one way of her not scratching and biting anymore is I got some pajamas. So once I bathe her, they just come around your leg so that she can't roll around and bite it, and she takes it off. I'm like, how did you even learn how to do that? So yeah, this dog has many personalities. It's just hilarious.
Those are all.
Thank you again.
Yeah, those are all excellent tips. I never thought of the dollar store, but for clothes, the Build-A-Bear, Chris, we're going to have to check that out. I know there's a big Build-A-Bear in West Edmonton Mall, so we'll have to check out Build-A-Bear.
There you go. And again, thanks for putting these together. I really get a kick out of it.
No problem. If you get here at the top of the hour, that's when the games start. We'd love to have you join next time.
Thank you.
If you can make it. No
you guys all take
pressure.
Care.
Yeah, thanks, Sissy.
Yeah.
Deborah, right?
Yes, Deborah. All of you guys take care. And just to let you know, what happened was the LSU football coach got mad as he was walking into the football stadium where UCLA plays. Very high prestigious university outside of Los Angeles. And he got all mad and he goes, you guys are a bunch of sissy blue, blankety blank, blank, blank. And I said, sissy blue, well, someone's making a whole lot of money selling the clothing and no one's come up with the name yet. So I'll just put sissy blue and see if the UCLA University might want to take the name. And nobody has. So I'm a big Bruins fan when it comes to football, baseball, women's volleyball, women's soccer. What am I leaving out? All the games I've been going to for many decades to watch. So that's what sissy blue means.
All right.
It's a comment that the LSU football coach got pissed walking into the stadium before they played UCLA. And I just said, okay, well, I'm going to take that. And that's going to be my Twitter name, Sissy Blue.
Love it. Okay, thanks for sharing.
Take care, guys.
All right. Thanks for coming
Stay safe.
Thanks for coming to our space.
Thank you.
Okay, I believe Terry is next, and then we'll go to Snickerdoodle. Your hands up maybe for a follow up or a question. Terry, go ahead. Did you have something, a story or question?
I had a story that I wanted to share.
Yeah.
My sister has a 11-week-old golden doodle named Abby. She is simply adorable. So I showed my sister that video of Baby Bunsen and the lemon, and we just got a big kick out of it. So I said, well, let's go ahead and see what Abby would do with the lemon. So we did the same experiment. We put the lemon on the ground, and she ran up to it, and then she went back. But then she decided she liked it enough. She started licking the lemon.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do what Beaker and Bunsen are doing and run around and start barking at it. And she didn't do any of it. So I was like, this is not a video moment. So I was a little bit disappointed that she didn't do the Bunsen and Beaker.
No, we talked to a vet about that whole reaction that some dogs have with strong smells. And she called it what they study. It's called threat display. So if something smells threatening, some dogs will act all tough and try to show it who's boss, and some dogs won't see it as a threat and they'll be like, might be delicious. So sounds like that's what happened with the golden doodle there.
Yeah. She thought it was delicious. So I was hoping she'd see it a threat and we could videotape and be funded. But no, that didn't happen. So anyway, wanted to share that with you all.
Thanks for sharing, Terry.
Well, thank you, and I really enjoyed the pet chat. This is fun. This is fun to listen to everybody's stories and what you're sharing.
It is. It's a highlight of our week too.
Okay, thank you.
We'll go to Snickerdoodle. Your hand's up. Did you have a comment or question quickly before we go to Tracy? Snickerdoodle. Okay. Oh,
sorry. Turn my mic on.
Did you have your hand came up? Did you have a comment or question before we go to Tracy?
Yeah, I was going to say in regards to the fireworks, about the only positive about my dog going deaf is that he doesn't hear them anymore. Because he was a lot afraid of them. He'd go and hide in the basement, but we had them here last night and he just slept right through them all. So that might be, the only positive about it, but at least I don't have to deal with a freaked out dog anymore. And they were really loud here last night, and I was really happy to see that there was no dogs around anywhere. People had all kept their dogs inside. So that was good. Maybe they're finally learning.
I'm excited. Hopefully in like a decade, maybe the drone technology will advance that they'll just be cooler to watch drones than fireworks. And then we won't have to worry about all this nonsense with fireworks terrifying cats and dogs and birds and cows and all of the animals, plus humans that suffer from PTSD.
If you're a midlife woman, embracing your age and wanting to make these years your best years, tune in to the Asking for a Friend podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Folan. Join me where I get your questions answered by top experts in their fields, and I speak to women just like you in all matters of health, wellness, career, and family. Subscribe to Asking for a Friend wherever you get your podcast and refer to the show notes for where to follow us on social media.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So that's all I wanted to say.
Perfect. Okay, over to Tracy. Tracy, how are you tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
I'm good.
Not much over here. I actually have a harder time with the fireworks than my cat does. Like, Ricky doesn't really react to fireworks, but they get like too close to the house and they're so loud, and I don't know. Unless I'm going to watch them, it's stressful. So I'm kind of happy that like Long Beach, at least right now, is not doing a bunch of fireworks. So
that's good.
Did you guys see how Bowie reacted to the lemon?
He did. Yeah, we did. And then he licked it in another video. So it's like quickly became his friend.
Well, Bowie's a she. Remember?
Oh, yeah, she. Sorry.
Benny has a sister.
Yeah, sorry, I said that.
So, yeah. So now it's going to be double trouble. He's going to tell her all about his love for Beaks. They're going to have to go on more dates.
We did see the video of how Bowie is now settling into the role of a little Beaker and just nipping at and chasing Benny around, which is adorable. It just when I watched that, it just put me back into when Beaker was so little and Bunsen was so big, and Beaker just like couldn't get enough of jumping on Bunsen, and Bunsen just took it. He took it like a champ.
Yeah. And they're doing grab the dish towel and run together. So
yeah, super cute.
she's going to be a little mischievous one too, probably.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for sharing, Tracy. Again, we're just going to give a shout out to barkandbeyondsupply.com. They are our sponsor. And in right before we end the chat, we're going to do a quick giveaway. And if you win, you just have to DM them and they will send you a t-shirt. And I believe they're going to donate some money in your name to a local shelter. On the subject of fireworks, we tweeted out that blasting fireworks really, like, especially if you're in residential areas where people live, it makes you kind of seem like an a-hole. And then there were some people commenting in that of like tricks and tips that they got from vets and other trainers. So if that's something you're interested in, that's up in the nest up top. Okay. Kathy, you asked to be a speaker and you're up here. And then some other people are up here asked to be a speaker, but your hands aren't up. So I don't know if you're up here from the game or if you want to ask a question or tell a story. So we'll go to Kathy, and then any of the people who haven't got to chat, throw your hand up so I know that you want to speak.
Yeah, and just because there's other requests, and we're at our 10 speaker maximum. So if you don't want to speak, if you could step down to listener, that would be fantastic as well. Hi, Kathy.
Hi. Your last comment, Jason, was a great lead into the comment I was going to make, which is I really thank you for putting up that tweet today about the fireworks. Ella is desperately afraid of loud noises at all, but fireworks really send her over the edge. So I happened to be at the vet with my cat just for normal stuff. And she gave us trazodone and gabapentin to give to Ella. And they said, try it out before the day that fireworks are likely to come. So we did try it out, and she looks like a hibernating bear.
Oh.
She just absolutely lays flat out on the floor. Now, that was a couple nights ago. And then last night, quite surprisingly, there were already fireworks and she was a nervous wreck. So today we gave her some late in the afternoon, and we'll see what happens when the fireworks actually start. Mm-hmm. But I really do appreciate it. And we have a neighbor 2 houses over who told everybody he's having a party with 60 people and has pounds and pounds and pounds of fireworks. So we know it's going to be bad. We may actually go to my sister's house to try to avoid some of it. I don't get why they do that. And I live in a development. I mean, houses are not very far apart. So it's going to be bad for all the dogs in the neighborhood, I think. Yeah. So thank you for that tweet. Even if one person stops to think and doesn't do it, that would be great.
Yeah,
thank you.
It's very frustrating. And now, don't get me wrong. Personally, as a chemist and mad scientist type person, I love fireworks. I absolutely love them. Bunsen and Beaker, luckily, are unfazed by fireworks.
Oh,
and
nice.
And we do get fireworks, and we do I usually at New Year's we shoot off like, I don't know, 10. But then there were some comments that made me think about, well, it's not just Bunsen and Beaker, right? It's like all of the wildlife. And like we live out in the country, right? So I'm like, oh, it's not bothering anybody, but it's bothering the wildlife too. So it made me think about that too. Now, of course, we live in Canada, and at New Year's, it's freezing cold, and there's not a whole lot of wildlife that's hanging around.
Yes.
So maybe I feel a little less guilty than shooting it off in the middle of a forest with like Bambis and, like deer frolicking about and scaring the crap out of them.
And the little thumpers.
Yeah. But like, I don't get getting like $150 worth of fireworks and blasting them off in your driveway when people live all around you. Like, that's dangerous. It's annoying. It's obnoxious. And I don't know, it's super bad for pets.
And it's really uncalled for here because we live not very far, almost walking distance, maybe 2 miles from a Native American casino. They do a beautiful fireworks display. If you walk to literally a block and a half from our house, you can sit on the grass and watch those fireworks. So it's not even like people would have to go anywhere in order to see. It's just something. My dad was a firefighter, is another reason I'm not crazy about fireworks. Because he treated too many people who had injuries as a result of them. But, having it in that contained space, I'm fine with that. But you're right. In the middle of a neighborhood with neighbors across the street on either side of you, a little inconsiderate.
You betcha. Yeah, we'll keep that tweet in our pocket for Monday morning, maybe.
Yes, please. Well, believe me, it's going to happen tonight, tomorrow night, Monday. It's extended way beyond 4th of July here now.
It's the whole
but
thing.
anyway, thank you so much.
Thanks, Kathy. Paula, you have a comment, question?
Yeah, comment. I got to get on this too, Kathy. I agree to wholeheartedly. I mean, we had a neighbor shooting him off in his backyard and we were in a drought. And in fact, and I kept thinking the ashes are going to fall from the fallout and hit the house and start it on fire. And my husband's a claims adjuster. And believe you me, he's got stories of houses getting torched from fireworks, the fallout from people shooting them too close or they're backfiring or whatever. But just to kind of touch on your comment, Jason, about drones. There was a story on the of the national news tonight about how some counties in California, or I think it was in California, because they're so dry and they haven't gotten rain, that they banned the fireworks and are doing drone displays now.
Yeah.
So they're trying to, switch over, and they're saying that more people kind of like the synchronization and stuff, and it's more safe for the environment. You're not getting fires that start, big acreages of big mass forest fires. So, people don't really realize the complications that can happen and the consequences of shooting these things off. But it's a touchy thing, but at the same time, not only is it scaring your dog, but it's also ruining the environment.
Those, like the big cities and the displays they put on, like I read a budget, like it can be upwards of like $500,000 to $1 million to put on those firework displays. I guarantee you could get a whole pile of mini drones for $1 million. I guarantee you could put on a nice show.
Sure
I'm guarantee you could put on a nice drone show for $1 million.
Well, you ever see they're always shooting them over water? There's a reason for that. It's like they're in, like if you're in New York City or whatever, and they do it for, New Year's or whatever they're celebrating, or 4th of July. It's always over water because face it, that fallout is dangerous. So
yep.
Think twice. Plus your body too. You can get hit.
Hi, this is Ross, the host of Smells Like Humans, a show about interesting and quirky human behavior. We bring humor, empathy, and warmth to topics such as relationships, dating, work, self-compassion, weddings, phobias, aging parents, travel mishaps, death, and many more. Ever wonder what happens at a cuddle party? We talk about it. Free-range kids in restaurants? We've got some thoughts. Bedtime stories for adults? We're on it. Light, fun, unscripted conversation and personal stories. Please join us by clicking the link in the show notes.
Chris brought up a speaker. Thanks, Paula. Just angry. Did you just came up, and we have some other people up here, but I don't see hands. Did you have a question or comment or story?
Yeah, I had a quick story about 4th of July about 10 years ago.
Okay.
I had just adopted a kitten. She was found in the engine of a Lexus, and I had to get her. It took me about an hour upside down in the car trying to get her because she was going back and forth. So I finally got her. I brought her home in June. And then July 4th, the fireworks are going off, and she reacted by scratching my cornea. And she panicked with the fireworks. I was trying to calm her down, and she ended up scratching me. So I had an ice pack on my eye that night, And for some reason, I let her sleep with me because I wanted to comfort her to make sure that she was going to be, okay with the fireworks. And I didn't want to put her in her crate because I was just scared that she needed to be near somebody. Well, in the middle of the night, she decided to eat the ice pack and it turned blue and it turned her blue. She rolled all in it. And so she became blue, but her the next day is when her shots were due. And I had to take her to the vet as a blue cat.
Oh man.
And so everybody took pictures of her and she's still on the wall of shame.
Oh no.
As being scared of being a little rambunctious little thing, but she still to this day does not like fireworks. We have to put her in our basement and we put blankets on the door, around the door, and keep her really calm and try to give her a safe space because she just cannot take the fireworks. And I've gone in my neighborhood and trailed people and like given them my peace of mind. I'm like, I'm calling the cops if you don't stop because it's past time. Like, I have no problem with confronting people in my neighborhood who are doing it illegally.
Yeah. Well, it's your neighborhood, right?
Exactly. And there's a law that you're not supposed to be doing it. And they just like let them do it. I'm like, no, I'm going to call the cops on you because you're upsetting my animals. You're upsetting me. And it's just unacceptable. The city does their own little show. That's all you need. You don't need to have yours and then possibly endanger other people. So anyway, but I just want to say hello to y'all. I love you. And you make Twitter so much fun.
Thank you. So, thank you for coming to our audio show. Thanks for giving your story too. That's important.
Yes, it's my first time here, and I hope many more times.
You're always welcome.
Thanks.
Okay, any of our speakers who are still up here, if you wanted to speak, go ahead. There's a couple people who are up here. I don't know if you knew you requested to speak. Blue, did you have a story or comment? And then Susan, I think you came up too.
Actually, I wanted to get in touch with via DM, or perhaps I can just do this openly. Whose mother passed away, and the dog's not doing well.
Oh, that is. I will DM you that person, and then you can contact them. Is that cool?
Okay, great. Yeah, that's probably better.
Okay, I think.
Thanks.
You betcha. I'm doing that right now. Okay, there you go. So you can contact them via DM. Okay, Susan, you got her? Okay, Susan.
Yeah.
Susan, did you have a comment or question or story? You came up as a speaker. I don't want to leave you out. Oh, maybe audio problems. That's okay.
The speaker icon is no longer muted, but I'm not hearing Susan at all.
Yeah, sometimes there's audio tech problems. And Susan, you can DM us while we kind of wrap things up if you have a story or a question, and I can just read that out. I'm really hoping eventually we get Twitter chat because some of Spaces hosts have the bottom right-hand corner. There's like a little speech bubble, and I'm really hoping we get that because it is like a little chat where you can have conversations with people in like you can post things and you can talk about stuff in the chat. It's very, very cool. It changes the dynamic and it gives people who are maybe not comfortable talking more of a voice in Spaces. And I think that's really important. And then Chris or I could answer questions on the down low. Oh, Susan's trying to talk, but I think it sounds like a piano. It's okay. Yeah, it's not working, Susan. It's kind of garbly. It's okay. Final thoughts from our speakers. Is any of our speakers up here have any final thoughts before we do our wrap up and then we do a prize draw? And that includes you too, Chris.
I was just going to say we did bring Susan up for the game when we were peer pressuring people to join our game.
Was that it?
I was thinking maybe Susan didn't want to talk, but
Okay.
but now there's tech issues. So the good news, Jason, is my phone has behaved the entire time.
I know. What the heck, hey?
I restarted. I bit the bullet. Yeah, started my phone. So.
Oh, wait.
Don't be.
Guess who's back, Chris?
Guess who's back?
That's me.
Back again. Shady's back.
Chris
That's
is back.
me, Jay. 100%. So that means I don't have to buy a new phone. What?
No, you need to get a new phone. We need to start a hashtag, buy a new phone, Chris.
No, that would be pressure. I get attached to my technology.
Oh,
it's an
my goodness.
iPhone 7 Plus, and I really like it, and that's fine.
Here is a story I'm going to tell about Chris to everybody.
What? Oh,
Chris had a phone, and the only reason she kept the phone was because she had a game on it called Smurf Village that you didn't want to lose your Smurf data.
no, it was The Simpsons.
Oh, it was
tapped
The
out.
Simpsons tapped out. And you just didn't want to lose your Simpsons game, so you didn't upgrade your phone. And I'm like, that's the most ridiculous reason. Do you still play Simpsons?
No, because my dad didn't come over. So
There
I
you
want
go.
to contact EA Games and say, hi, when I first started, I didn't put my data in appropriately. Open up an EA account because I don't want everybody watching me. That's my Tim Foil hat talking, right?
Oh my goodness.
Back in the day, there was third-party apps and data, and I was just like, nope, not going to be me. Not going to happen. I'm going to protect myself. And then there you get locked out of keeping your game progress, in the cloud. So that was sad. The only reason why I got rid of that phone is because it got smashed at Duncan's grad in 2015.
Yeah, I remember that. It fell and it shattered, and I was so happy.
No, yeah, you were. And I was like, no, it was slow-mo, and it just glanced off my foot. I was going to catch it with my foot. I don't know how it was, and obviously I didn't. And then I got a new phone. That happened.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so
Thank you for sharing that story with everybody.
Yeah,
on this page.
that's what I do as I share stories. That's what this is all about, right? Okay, so I'm sending. Okay, because I have Twitter Blue, it takes a second for tweets to go through. So I'm just waiting for this tweet to go because I send it from desktop and I don't get the little Insta send prompt. Oh, there we go. There it is. I found it. Okay, so I'm gonna put this up in the nest for people that are interested. I think it's hilarious. No, go share to PetChat. Okay. Up in the nest is the website that I used to mix the different breeds together for the game that we played. You know how I said, if you had an Irish Wolfhound and it got, it got kind of romantic with an Irish Wolfhound got kind of jiggy with a Greyhound, what kind of dog you would get. Anyways, that's the website I found, and you can mix and match different dog breeds. I'm like, what would happen if these two got together? They don't have all of the combinations because I tried to mix a golden retriever and a Bernese Mountain Dog, and a colleague of mine has that. She has Laurent. Laurent is a mixture between a golden retriever and a Bernese Mountain Dog. He's super cute. So, anyways, I just thought I'd tell everybody that's where the website is I got it from. So let's do a bookkeeping wrap up. I'm really excited. This week is going to be a busy week with Twitter shows. So July 5th, that's Tuesday. That's our normal day for Science Chat. And we have Jason Tetro. He is known as the Germ Guy. He has his own podcast called The Super Awesome Science Show. He's a big deal in Canada. Okay, so sorry, Americans. You guys don't know who he is, but he was the go-to person on all of the radio stations during the pandemic because he's a very good speaker, and he answered questions in a very calm and soothing manner. He was on our podcast, and he's coming back as one of our guests. His name's Jason Tetro, the Germ Guy. There'll be ads out about this tomorrow or whenever I have time to get on that. So that's our guest on Tuesday. Now, really exciting, on July 6th, so that's Wednesday, we are running a special science chat because it was the only time that worked for this guest. and her name is Emily Calandrelli. Now, she is a big deal in the United States, so there you go, Americans. So I'm just going to find Emily. She has almost 1 million TikTok followers. Let's see here. Yeah, she is, let's see if I can find something about her.
She was on Emily's Wonder Lab.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead, Chris. Can you talk about Emily while I go here?
So amazing. Love her. Anyway, I was sitting on the fan bus to go to Canmore and Banff with the Royals, and this is the way to go. The way to go is they have they get a coach bus, and you can either go as a chaperone, or now they have the empty seats as a fan bus. And because I brought Melissa, Ellie, and Rafi, I went as a fan. But Ellie was watching Emily's Wonder Lab beside me on the bus, and I said, Ellie, this is so great. I want to tell you that this person, this Emily, is going to be on our Twitter Spaces. And she's like, oh, that's nice.
She didn't care.
You don't have a clue. You don't have a clue how exciting this is. But I said, does your mom have Twitter? And Ellie said, I don't know. And I said, Melissa, do you have Twitter? No. I said, you need to make an account because Emily Calandrelli is coming on our Twitter Spaces. And this would be a really great opportunity for Ellie to listen in and Melissa to listen in.
Yeah, Emily's super busy, so we're going to keep the space to a crisp 1 hour. But I know it was awesome that she agreed to come on Spaces. We've been trying to connect actually for a year. But she had a baby. So she took some time off from science communication and being on TV herself because she had a baby. But she's back at it again. And that's tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. That's July 6th, which is Wednesday. I believe it's at 2 p.m. Mountain Time, 4 p.m. Eastern. There'll be ads about that. Now, lastly, also this next week, we have our first of 3 special dog expert spaces. And Christine, she's in the call right now. Christine Young is dog trainer extraordinaire. She's going to be our guest. It's a little earlier, 3 p.m. Mountain Time, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. And we're going to do a little brief interview, and then you can bring your questions about the topic that we decide. We're not really sure if it's going to be an Ask Me Anything or a specific topic, but if you have dog training questions, this is great because we have an expert dog trainer who's giving up her time to talk to everybody. So thank you very much, Christine, and thank you for being in our space today. So it's a busy week next week, 3 spaces in a row. I mean, it is summer holidays, so that's that. And the last wrap-up thing I'm just going to mention to everybody is Chris and I are hard at work building the Text from Bunsen ebook. We worked about, 2 or 3 hours today, Chris, on it.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, it's shaping up really good. I'm very excited. We had a bunch of people pre-ordered the Text from Bunsen ebook and the Text from Bunsen audiobook. So I'm just very excited about that. I'm letting everybody know that it's going great. I've reached out to scientists as well, some of our favorite scientists we've ever spoken to, and in the ebook there will be scientist highlights that follow the joke that Bunsen and Beaker are making. So it's like, oh, they made the cute joke in Text from, oh, this is somebody that actually studies that in the ebook. And then also because it's an ebook, we can put tons of pictures of Bunsen and Beaker. And we're working with Sam. Chris, I just got an email back from Sam for some more cartoon art, which is really exciting.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm really
excited. And
it's
like they're all good dogs, Brent, but they're all good scientists, Jason.
That's true. Yeah, all the scientists are good scientists. Yeah, that's true. I didn't mean to say there's probably some bad scientists doing evil stuff out there.
Not the ones we've spoke to.
No, not that. I mean, Dr. Austin Spence is one of them, and he studies hummingbirds. Like, you have to really try to be an evil hummingbird scientist.
No, he was so good too.
Yeah, Dr. Spence. Dr. Spence is just freaking amazing. Okay,
they're all amazing.
Right. Okay, they're all amazing. Right. Okay, so we're gonna do the draw. Chris, do you have a random number generator you could bring up, or do you want me to?
How about you do that? I was really worried about my phone not working. You know how it goes.
Okay, we had like 7 people listening on Clubhouse, but they're gone. It says on Wisdom there's 30 people, but I'm skeptical that there's anybody listening because they can come and go. So if you're on Wisdom, give me an emoji so I know you're there, and then you can be in the draw. I'll give you like 10 seconds to give me an emoji. And if not, it's just going to be a Twitter only draw. Oh, we got somebody on there. It was Graciela. Graciella's there. Okay, Graciela, I see you. You're in the draw. That's one person. Okay. We have at least one live body listening on Wisdom. Okay, so how many people are in the call? 54?
55. There's 55 here.
55, 56, 56. Okay. Random number. I put in random and it's like random list of dogs. That's how much I Googled dogs. Google's telling me to Google random list of dogs. Okay. 56. Okay, here we go. All right. I got to get a drum roll. Okay. Oh my goodness, it's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Guess who won today? Just Angry. You won. This is your first space and you're one of the winners today. Congratulations. Or you are the winner. We only have one prize. You are the winner today.
I'm so glad.
Thank you. That's so cool. Okay, so the way it works is you have to DM barkandbeyondsupply.com. I'm going to DM you the @ so you know what it is. And then they will hook up with you for your prize, okay? But
awesome.
But you got to contact them within 24 hours or it's like kind of like it self-destructs. Is that cool?
Great.
All right. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
All right. Okay. Well, Chris, thanks for being a great co-host and having a working phone today. It makes things a little bit easier.
No problem. Thank you.
To all of our speakers that came up to chat tonight, thank you so much. And to those of you listening across the airwaves in our Triplecast, thank you for also listening. I mean, we had people on Clubhouse, then maybe they'll listen to the replay. We had folks listening on Wisdom, which is awesome. And we had people here on Twitter. If you were in the audience, thank you so much for listening to our space today. You could be anywhere in the world, but you were listening to Pet Chat. Please keep in mind, every Saturday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern, we run Pet Chat. We run 2 games, there's usually a prize, and then we have a community discussion. Remember, next week we have 3 special spaces. Well, the number one's special, but it's not out of the ordinary. Our science space on Tuesday at 7 p.m., 9 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday, Emily Calandrelli at 2 p.m. Mountain, 4 p.m. Eastern. And then Thursday is our first of 3 dog training spaces. And our dog trainer, dog expert is Christine Young. All right, Chris, anything else we should add before we shut down?
No, just thank you everybody for coming to our space. We really appreciate you and love hearing your stories and sharing this hour with you.
Please make sure if you aren't signed up for our newsletter, you can sign up for the newsletter and keep informed of all things Bunsen and Beaker, plus our audio spaces and our podcasts and links to the new educational series I've started, The Science Pause. Okay, take care of everybody. For science, empathy, and cuteness. Space ending in 3, 2, 1.